Hello, everybody. Joe the Lawyer here, and welcome to another edition of Analog Man Cave. Today's topic, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, they don't care about you. They don't. I hate to say it. I don't think they even care about D&D as a game, as an RPG. They just care about it as a revenue stream, as a monetization scheme. That's all they really care about. I think we've all heard the news of this point. I mean, they're talking about ways to monetize, ways to make more money off of players because poor DMs spend 80% of the money, and now let's monetize players. Let's get them online in some EverQuest or Warcraft, a World of Warcraft type of environment, an MMO style thing where we could get microtransactions and make oodles of cash. You want that neat little green cloak instead of the basic brown cloak? That'll be 25 cents. This is what we're going to be dealing with, guys. Okay, so they're coming out with a new system, 1D&D, as you all know. It's going to be heavily monetized. It's going to be heavily online and endorsed basically by Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. And I think there's going to be a divide. I mean, it's not a divide between analog and digital per se. It's a divide between the analog and digital mindset, okay? Because I think a lot of us play online. All right, I play online. I play on Roll20 a lot. If we could, we'd play in person. But my players and the people I play with are just far flung these days. But we play online on Roll20. Sometimes we just roll dice. Sometimes we roll. We don't use the Roll20 dice roller, but it's just a medium where we have to do it. But we're definitely analog people and at heart, right? If we had our choice, everybody who I play with online would love to be playing together in a room, rolling dice, having a beer, eating pretzels, and just having a good time together. But it's just the nature of the beast, right? I think the pandemic made it a little more difficult and made it more to get together, and made it easier also to get together. And it's with Roll20. So that's where we're at now. What Wizards of the Coast is doing with this new edition, they're going to think about this, guys. Think about this. When you get a book, 5e, right? You might get some errata, but you're not getting a new updated book every 6 months, every 10 months or whatever, right? Because that'd be ridiculous. You probably got the same book you bought when it came out in 14, 15, 6, 7 years, 8 old, whatever it is. It's old, right? Not as old as my basic books there that you're looking at. That's the first books I ever bought. It's a basic box set. The box is falling apart. Its corners are taped up many, many times. There's an old character sheet of my brother's, an old map he drew. We got, what is that? That's the Palace of the Silver Princess, right? The first module we ever ran. It sucked, but it was fun. It was fun. So this is our basis. That's the mindset. 1984. That's when we got this stuff, right? Now, what you're looking at now, though, is rules updates, right? Wizards of the Coast. How many times do you play like World of Warcraft or EverQuest or whatever game you play, whatever MMO you play? And there's patches, there's updates. They fix this, they fix that, they rebalance this, they rebalance that. They introduce a new thing here, new weapons, new swords, whatever it might be, new content, right? They could do this all day, every day. From now on, they could keep just doing patches and updates and adding new things online. And guess what? You're sitting there with your 5-year-old book, your 1D&D book, whatever the hell they're going to call it. They're not going to call it 6th edition, which is what it is, but it's 6th edition. We all know that, right? And there's always a splintering that happens when a new edition, we talked about that before. A new edition comes out. People splinter off and everybody picks their line where they won't go beyond. This is good enough for me, or they'll go even back to an older version of the game. But there's going to be a splintering like we have never seen before with this, because what you have in it is a change in mindset. All right. What you have is a change in mindset from Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, where you're looking at a lot of people who were used to be there, who were real true gamers at heart, are gone. And now you have the corporate monetization. Must make every single penny we possibly can off these poor saps, this user base, right? That's how they look at us. There's a bunch of saps that are going to they want the latest, greatest thing. So they're going to be online playing on D&D Beyond, or whatever the hell they call it, playing the latest, greatest version of the game, which is updated monthly with new things. And all us analog people, even though we're playing maybe on Roll20, we're sitting there with our book in hand, typing /R space 1D20 to roll an attack roll or something like that, right? We're just rolling dice online and seeing each other's friends online. That's all we're doing. We're still analog people at heart. And we're sitting there playing this with a book in hand, and we're thinking, wow, I can't do that anymore. I can't play the latest, greatest version of the game because there's been 78 patches since I bought this book and they haven't put out a new book. So you're going to be left behind in a sense, right? You're going to be standing there on the sidelines with your old ass book, looking at it like, I can't play with the people who play online, even if they printed up their online character sheet and came to my face-to-face game with me, as if they even know how to roll dice, right? If that's what they're used to, is hitting the little dice button, the little clicky thing there. That you can't even print up your character sheet online and come to a face-to-face game. You can't have a character that you have been playing in a face-to-face game and bring it online, because guess what? He's already gimped. He's already shit. He's no good. All right, he's not going to be able to compete, and you're going to be walking around with your basic gear, with your basic crap, and some basic abilities, and you have the latest greatest feats because you didn't buy that feat. Oh, that feat was only $1, but well, can I pay you the dollar to the DM? Can I PayPal you? No, it doesn't work like that. Oh shit, how am I going to play? You can't. There's a divide happening here, guys. All right, while we could still play our analog games on Roll20 or whatever platform you play it on, there's going to be a divide that we haven't seen before, and it's because Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, they don't like you. They don't care about you. All they care about is the money. All the true gamers, I think, are gone. All right. The only people that are left are holding on for the job for dear life because, Jesus, we got a recession coming and you need the money, and let's not give it up. Let's tell the corporates, tell the suits what they want to hear. Let's pump out the crap they want to pump out. In the meantime, better prepare your resume and update your LinkedIn account, because this thing is going south. This thing is not going to work. It's not going to work like they think. I think it's going to be sold off eventually. Which is like, look what they're doing with Magic the Gathering. They're destroying the secondary market for Magic the Gathering. I'm printing out this 30th edition box set or whatever with all these old rare cards. They're just destroying this thing. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about that. We have no evidence that that's what they said. We have no evidence. You don't need evidence. It's common sense, man. This is what's going on. You put out crap, you destroy the secondary market. You put out new stuff that people used to have as a collector's edition for $10,000. You pump out thousands more of them. It's worth less money. That's just common sense. If you need proof for that, you're a moron. All right, that's it. All right, a little ranty here. I tried not to do any kind of ranty. I want to do productive things, but I got in a mood. I'm a little ranty today, so sorry about that. But this is what we're dealing with, okay? And people say, "Oh, why do you care? You can still keep doing what you're doing." Because I care, because they're changing the face of the hobby that I love since 1984. So much enjoyment, so much pleasure and fun I've had with this game, with my brother, my friends, my family, for almost 40 years. I mean, Jesus, this is my joy. This is my life. It's my hobby. It's my passion. And I can tell I'm passionate about it, And I just don't like what they're doing to it. They're going to make D&D so different than anything it's ever been. It's not going to be a pen and paper RPG anymore. It's going to be an online, turn-based, gimped MMO. Basically, it's all it's going to be now, and it's going to be pay to play and pay to be cool and pay to win, and they don't care, man. They just don't care. Your book is going to be old. You're going to be sitting there feeling like, oh man, here's what's going to happen though. I guarantee you, somebody's going to take on the Paizo role. Remember what Paizo did when 4th edition came out and it sucked? Paizo created Pathfinder to take advantage of the discontent about 4th edition, and they put out their version of I called it 3.75. It was 3.5 revised essentially, and it was good. It was really good. It was if you like that sort of game. To me, it's a little crunchy, but what they did was a good thing. They kept the classic 3.5 vibe alive, and with that, with their edition. Now, I know there's going to be some people, hopefully maybe a consortium of people, who put together a 5e classic version, make it open game license, open content, just for the sole purpose of having an edition that you can play on multiple platforms online, have a standard edition that people get together and they update every once in a while if you need to. Call it 5e classic or whatever legally you can call this thing. The classic edition of the classic version of the 5th edition of the world's most famous role-playing, whatever you want to call it, man. But we all know what it is. It's 5e classic. It's the base 5e, because you still got an OGL for that. There's not going to be an OGL for this new corrupt piece of crap that's coming out. I guarantee you that. There's never going to be an OGL. They don't want people to compete. They're going to ruin DM's Guild. They're going to bring it all over to there. They're going to microtransactions on that too. Cut out one bookshelf. And I think a lot of people don't realize this. Eric Tenkar broke this news. One bookshelf, I believe, bought Roll20. I'm thinking. I think Eric talked about this because there's like common email addresses now. I think more people need to investigate that and see if that's the case, because if one bookshelf bought Roll20, they got some money. Both of those groups got some money. They could put out a 5e classic. And next thing you know, they got a 5e classic version on Roll20 available for free. And then you got the users over there playing 5e classic. Or you can still keep playing all your 5e books that you bought and put it on Roll20. So yeah, you're fine with that, but somebody's going to come out with this. Somebody's going to capitalize on their fatal error, because it's not going to work. I think everybody I know who's been around forever, who's been doing this for a while, it's doomed to failure. That's what they say. It's doomed to failure. It's not going to work out for these people. And we're going to have, I really do think that we're going to have people who are going to step back and say, it's not for me. Way more so than you get on any other edition change. It's not for me. And they're going to be looking at different games. They're going to be looking at maybe where is that 5e classic I keep hearing about that might come out that Joe keeps talking about, or let me just play this old game. That just what is this basic Menser D&D that Joe's showing me here? This is it looks like it's interesting. It's fun. Is it BX? Is it like old school essentials? What is this OSR thing? And guys, this is why I'm putting out so many videos now on how to run an old school game. This is why I do it, because I know there's going to be a schism. There's going to be not a war, but a schism, a split. There's going to be a divide, the analog mindset and the digital mindset. It's not analog play versus digital play, because a lot of analog guys are playing digitally, but it's an analog mindset, guys. That's the pen and paper mindset. No matter what medium you're playing it on, if you're an analog mindset, you're playing online, but you got a pen and paper game in your head. All right. So that's where we're at. And there's going to be a digital mindset. This one D&D online beyond crap is going to change the player base drastically. It's going to change the complexion of the game. But you know what? They don't care. They don't care about the game. They don't care about its tradition, its legacy, its history. They care not a bit. They give zero shits about it. And they care zero shits about you. No, what they do care about is your wallet, though. They do care about that, most certainly. So, I'll hold on to that tight, guys. I'm not even going to try to Steam to Beyond crap. I'm done. Tapping out. Like I said, you look at my second edition videos, look at my OSR videos. That's what I'm doing now. And I'm tempted now. I got this thing I'm looking at this basic Menser books, and I'm like, oh man, I want to run this. Maybe roll just for a fun of it. One game. Raja, Pals of the Silver Princess. I know they sucked. Who cares? This is fun. But anyway, guys, that's my rant of the day. All right. So I'm going to throw this out there. You have to pick a side. I know what side I'm on. Analog mindset all the way, guys. Analog all the way. Maybe playing online, maybe playing digitally, but it's the analog mindset. So you're going to be picking a side soon. Start thinking about it. Everybody have a great day. I'm recording this on the 21st of December on 2022. It's about, 5 o'clock. So everybody have a happy holiday. Okay. Take care.